Finding the correct gaming setup can be hard, and sometimes you can pick wrong and end up with overpriced garbage, but that's where I come in. Using my years of experience, although decades would be more accurate, I'm going to make the choices for you. I know which products are the best because I've tried so many of them, and I've picked out multiple products for different budgets. Not only that, I will share with you my best value for money setup and also my top recommendation. I've only selected products that are available on Amazon since they are easier to find, and the product links in the description below will adjust to your country. First, we're going to start with gaming mice. These have been picked based on 3 key traits: performance, lightweight, and build quality. And I've picked them to be as comfortable and usable by as many people as possible. Starting in the low cost range, we have one that costs around $30. I have picked this because of 3 key reasons. 1, it has a great shape that will be comfortable for most people. 2, it has a soft matte coating so it doesn't get sweaty and provides a substantial amount of grip. And 3, the performance of this mouse, even though it's cheap, supports up to 8000 DPI. When I've been using it in more intense high-level Apex Legends games, it has been fine. Those reasons are why I've chosen the SteelSeries Rival 3 as the best cheap option. The medium cost is an incredible wireless mouse. At only $45, this mouse is just mind-blowing for the price. It's got amazing internals that are in mice that cost over $100. It's comfortable as well. My hand literally just sits on top of it. The light weight of just 58 grams also means that using it for long durations reduces any chance of fatigue on your arm or wrists. And this mouse is the DiamondLobby M3. When I first used this a few months ago, I just couldn't believe how good it was. Selecting a high cost gaming mouse was actually kind of tricky. I set my budget limit to around $100, but the one I've chosen cost just $70, and honestly it's far superior than any other mouse that costs $100. And it's wired. You may wonder why the wireless mouse I just recommended is cheaper than this wired one. Well, this particular one is a wired version of one of the best wireless mice you can buy. It comes with incredible build quality, a shape profile which is one of the most popular in gaming, and honestly some of the $100 wireless mice that I thought of selecting just wasn't as good as this, the wired Deathadder V3 Pro. Now I'm adding a premium section here. This is for mice that cost over $140. These mice are normally the best of the best. I've selected this and many others on this list based on being able to be used by as many people as possible. When someone buys something on this list, I want them to get on with it instantly. And I feel like there is no better mouse for that than this one. This mouse is the most used mouse in esports because it's by far one of the most comfortable mice in existence. The Logitech G Pro Superlight 2. This costs around $160, but believe me, it is very much worth every penny. The comfort is unrivaled, and if you're playing video games for 8 hours a day, every day, comfort is the most important thing. Now we move on to mouse pads, where I set myself just one very important rule. Do not spend over $40 for a cloth mouse pad. This is because they are so cheap to make, it is honestly a travesty. I have selected the following based on their quality and reliability. So hopefully you won't have to replace any of these within a few months. Our cheapest option is a series of ancient mouse pads. These are honestly so old that I wouldn't be surprised if they found some of these under the tectonic plates. They are affordable and have exceptional quality. The reason this one is so cheap is it's the small one. So if you're limited in desk space, this might be a good option for you. This costs around just $10, so the SteelSeries QCK or Quick is a great entry-level pick, but you can buy a bigger version of this one. At around $19, you're getting a more suitable size version, so I can recommend getting this one as well. Whichever size you go for, this is a mouse pad that provides more control over your mouse movements. This combination is also great when you take into account the lightweight mice that I have chosen. For the mid-priced option, we have one of my personal favorites. This is my most used and most abused mousepad. This thing has had various foods, liquids, and honestly God knows what on it. And I've washed it so many times and it is still good to use today, and I've had it for about 2 to 3 years. It's a faster mouse pad, but I think it's more than suitable for most first-person shooters. I can't stress enough how much you need to try this. The Fnatic Dash only costs around $35, which I think is a respectable price for a mouse pad that can take quite a heavy beating and should last a while. In the premium tier, we have a mouse pad that I absolutely love. The price of this will sting, so prepare yourself. It's $100. But that is because it's made of tempered glass. Over the past 8 months this has been my main mousepad and I just love it so much. I know it's expensive, but let me explain the benefits. Cleaning it requires a cloth, or you could use the sleeve of a jumper or a paper towel. It also keeps the same glide as when you first bought it. The Razer Atlas is the best mousepad I have used. It is big and yes, you can't transport it, but for the flawless consistent glide that I get, it's well worth it. So keyboards are where things get a little bit tricky, because there's a trap with keyboards, and that is when some major manufacturers refer to ones that they've made as gaming keyboards, where that term is effectively meaningless because they put no effort into build quality and just stuck a load of lights on it. I was looking for a couple of key things. One is size. It has to be a small sized keyboard. Next are the noise levels. You don't want any obnoxious rattling. So I've picked ones to be as high quality as possible within the budget constraints, whilst also being as quiet as possible. First up in the low budget section, we have a very cheap keyboard costing around $30, and for that price the quality is impressive. It's wireless as well, and the typing experience is actually great for what you pay for. Cheaper keyboards can be uncomfortable and noisy to use due to low quality keycaps and build quality. The Deathadder TK63 Pro has none of that. It's not amazing quality wise, but for the price it's incredible. This next one costs around $50. Honestly, this is quite similar to the Deathadder TK63, but the quality of this one has stepped up a fraction. It feels more solid, higher quality than the previous one, and overall to me it looks cleaner and doesn't have as much rattle as the previous one. The RK61 is a great 60% keyboard that ticks all the boxes that I set. In the high cost entry, we have a keyboard that is incredible. It costs around $90, which is respectable. It's wireless, has RGB, but the most impressive thing about this one is the quality of it. Typing on it feels really nice and smooth, and because of these factors, it's quiet even if you type a bit more aggressively. The EpoMaker TH80 Pro was instantly a hit as soon as I tried it. That's the main roundup. But to speed up your decision making, I created the most affordable recommended choice from the options given. I've gone for the DiamondLobby M3, which is around $45, the SteelSeries QCK but the large option, so that's around $20, and the Deathadder TK63 Pro at around $30. This takes us to around about $95 in total for an exceptionally good gaming setup. And from this list, my general recommendation, which is not the most expensive by the way, is the Fanatic Dash for $35, the Razer Deathadder V3 Pro wired at $70, and the EpoMaker TH80 keyboard at $90, bringing the total for this setup to around $195 in total. I am very certain that this is a great combination of products, and can easily be a setup that will last a few years of heavy usage. Well, now you've got your gaming setup, you need to put it on top of something. How about a gaming desk? Watch the video that's on your screen now. It's got cats in it.